Hey, welcome back to the Usable Marketing Podcast, doing this live on Facebook as well. I'm Ginger Zumeda, and what I wanted to talk about today is I wanted to pick up on what we were doing yesterday, where we were talking about people, processes, and technology, and how you build out your tactical plan, right? Which is step 8 on the marketing canvas. But one of the things that we talked about was the importance of routines. And I wanted to kind of tell folks, newsflash, and I've been doing marketing for a lot of years for, some of the biggest companies that you've ever heard of. And the funny thing is that the big brands, really big brands, one of the things that they've learned is they've sort of learned how to be interestingly boring. And what I mean by that is the big brands stick to the message. They don't go outside of the message. They don't have like shiny penny problems, or see too many squirrels. They really stick to the brand. And part of what is going to make your marketing plan successful is really having routines, right? The biggest, eroder of progress is when you let the work that doesn't matter get in the way of the work that does, right? So that's why I think routines are really important. It's why it's really important to have your high level strategy dictate your tactics, which should dictate your routines, right? High level strategy, then you want your tactics, then you want your routines, right? And so routines need to be, what is the work that matters? Right? What do you need to do on a daily or a weekly basis or whatever kind of cadence works for you, but you're going to have to do it on a cadence, and how do you just stick that right into your calendar, right? And so that you're constantly working on the work that matters. The work very often that doesn't matter is all of the distraction work, right? So email is just like a massive distractor. Sometimes instant messages can be a massive distractor. Social can be a massive distractor. Even meetings can be distractors, right? Like they've got to be purposeful meetings. And so what I want to work on for myself and with you is which routines are the ones that are actually most important for you? Which ones are going to move your metrics forward, right? There's this duality of the work that I do, which is kind of like the cause, dictates the effect that I'm going to get, which are your metrics. And so you need to figure out on a daily or weekly basis, am I doing the work that is going to give me the outcome? And how do I push everything else out of the way? So one of the things that I do is in the morning, I kind of list out what are my 3 biggest priorities for the day that actually fit into the goals that I'm trying to accomplish, right? With a marketing plan, with a client, whatever it happens to be. But what are the 3 most important things that are going to give me traction for the day? Another thing I do is, and I'm kind of a productivity nerd. I'm super interested in what you guys do too, what your routines are, is I try to only check mail 2 times a day. One very early in the morning and one in the afternoon. And I do both of those outside of work hours. Why? I don't want to get into an email conversation where I'm sending an email and somebody responds to my email and then I'm responding to their email, etc. That probably should just be a phone call, and I do all of my phone calls by appointment only. So if you're ever trying to reach me, guess what? You have to set up an appointment. But I do email before the day starts and after the day ends, and I kind of batch them, right? I very often set my phone to do not disturb all day long, right? Because if I don't have an appointment set, I can't just be taking these random calls because they're distractions from me doing the work that actually matters. So here's what I want to find out from you. What are your routines? What are the routines that actually give you the most return on your time investment? And how do you push everything else out first? Or how do you push everything else out of the way so you get those things done first? I'm setting up some new routines around content. I'm setting up some new routines with my team, about posting, about the way we handle intake with our new clients and our new prospects. And what, yesterday we talked about the people, the processes, and this hot technology, how to find your who's instead of trying to figure out how. By the way, figuring out how very often can be a huge time suck when you could instead figure out who and let them do all of that other work. That's another distraction. So, but I'm curious, what are your routines that give you really high return on investment that get you towards your goals? Because this is something I want to talk more about. I want to share your ideas with others as well. So let me know. So that's it for today. Hey, again, I'm going to say, if you haven't downloaded the free guide to the Marketing Canvas, which will completely change the way you think about marketing, you'll never do a marketing plan the old-fashioned way again. Go get it at freemarketingcanvas.com. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow.